Good morning, students. Today we will continue with the explanation of Chapter 8, Cell Structure and Function. Before we will move ahead, let's first revise what we have learnt in our previous class. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit in all living organisms. I told you about this organism's body structure, how an organism's body form. How it forms the cells, they combine together and forms tissues. Tissues will combine together and forms organs. Different organs will combine together form organ system, and different organ systems together makes up an organism's body. This is the structural arrangement of a multicellular organism. These cells were first observed in Cork by Robert Hooke in 1665. Cells exhibit a variety of shapes and sizes. Number of cells also varies from organism to organism, and on this basis we categorize organisms into two, unicellular and multicellular. Uni stands for one, means organism made up of only one cell. Multi stands for many, means organism made up of many cells. And what else we had learnt? Yes, in unicellular organism, the single cell performs all the basic functions, which is performed by a variety of cells in multicellular organisms. Now, we will continue with variety in shape of cells. Cells are of different shapes in the bodies of multicellular organisms so that they can perform different functions. For example, red blood cells are spherical in shape. Muscle cells is a spindle shaped. Spindle shaped means, yes, that is pointed at both the ends, whereas nerve cell is long and branched. Just now I told you that the different shapes is as per their functions they perform. Let's take an example of nerve cell. Nerve cell is long and branched, so that it can receive and transfers messages between the brain and other body parts that will help to control and coordinate the working of different parts of the body. So remember, students, that the different shapes of cell is according to the function they perform. Okay. Now let's discuss the shape of amoeba, a unicellular organism. Amoeba has no definite shape, means no fixed shape. It keeps on changing its shape continuously. It can move in any direction by changing its shape with the help of its false feet known as pseudopodia. What is pseudopodia? It is the finger-like projections protruding out. Protruding means coming out of its body, which appears and disappears when amoeba moves or feeds. So whenever you will observe amoeba, from its outer surface some part used to moves out, and that coming part, that protruding part of amoeba's body is known as pseudopodia, and it is the pseudopodia which helps the amoeba to move as well as to catch its prey and feed. Okay. Now students, listen me carefully. In human blood, WBC, you all are aware of WBC, white blood cells, is present, which is also an example of a single cell. And what is the special feature of this cell is that it also can change its shape. WBC doesn't have any definite shape. They are also irregular in shape like amoeba. So now we will compare amoeba and WBC. Amoeba and WBC both are made up of single cell, and both can change their shapes, cell shapes. It means both are irregular. But there is a difference between the two. And what is that? Yes, amoeba is a cell which is a full-fledged organism capable of independent existence. It means amoeba is a single cell which is a complete organism who able to survive alone. Okay, whereas WBC is a cell of human blood. It is a part of human blood. It can't exist independently as other functions which is responsible or which helps an organism to survive. It can't takes place in WBC, but amoeba able to perform all that functions. Okay, so that is the difference. Now, variety in size of cells. The cell size, or we are having number of sizes in cells also. Okay. The cells in living organisms may be as small as a millionth of a meter, or it may be as large as few centimeters. Means so many varieties in size also we are having. Most of the cells are extremely small in size, that is microscopic. Hence we can't able to see these cells with the help of means with naked eyes. We need some help, and what is going to help us? Yes, microscope will help us to see these small size cells. Okay. Students, bacteria is the smallest cell, having the size of only 0.1 micrometer to 0.5 micrometer. And the biggest cell or the largest cell which can be seen with the naked eye is the ostrich egg of 170 into 130 of size. Now here is an activity 8.2, and what you have to do, you have to boil a hen's egg, and after boiling remove its shell. You will observe a material that surrounds the yellow part, the white part which surrounds the yellow part. So that white material is known as albumin, and that yellow, it gets solidify on boiling. Okay, and the yellow part which is yolk, it is the part of single cell. I told you that egg is an example of single cell. So that yellow part is a yellow part of the egg, that is yolk, is the part of single cell. Now here comes the Paheli. She says, are the cells in an elephant larger than the cells in a rat? Students, remember, the size of cells has no relation with the size of the body of an animal or plant. Whether the animal is smaller or bigger, the cell size won't have to do anything with that. Okay. For example, elephant is a very big animal, whereas rat is a quite small animal. It is not necessary that the cells in elephant be much bigger than those in a rat. The size of cell is related to its function. Nerve cell, you can take the example of nerve cell. Both in elephant and rat, the nerve cell is long and branched. They perform the same function of transmitting the messages. They won't have to do anything with the size of the organism. So for today, this much only. Thank you.